Hey folks, Patrick here. Again, I'm so grateful to be with you walking through the book of Acts. This week we're going to be focused again, actually, in the fifth chapter. As we spoke about last week, we only really got about 2/3 of the way through the fifth chapter in the book of Acts, looking at this couple, Ananias and Sapphira, which is an incredibly strange story. This week, we're actually looking sort of at the outcome of all of that. All of the religious leaders call on Paul and all the other apostles to be brought before the Jerusalem Council, which is like brought before all of the high leadership within the church. They're essentially being brought up on charges for the message that they're bringing and the kind of influence that they're having in the world. So, in order to do that, they actually are all arrested and held in jail, held in a prison cell, until they suddenly are no longer held captive and are instead teaching in the temple. And I'm sure this week we'll talk some about that, but those disciples are miraculously, surprisingly, not in the cells. They're teaching again about the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, continuing the work that they have been called to do, to spread the truth of this radical new way of life shared among fellow believers. And there's a particular word, a phrase really, that comes, that really jumped out at me, especially given everything that's been happening over the last couple of weeks, uncovering our continued sin in this world, to not listen to the truth, to not listen to honest reports of our complicitness in unjust systems. So, again, after they find the apostles teaching back in the temple, the Jerusalem Council call them before them, and they drag them in front, start putting them to question, and they say this. The apostles were brought before, this is verse 27 going on in chapter 5. The apostles were brought before the council where the high priest confronted them. In no uncertain terms, we demand that you not teach in this name, in the name of Jesus. And look at you. You have filled Jerusalem with your teaching, and you are determined to hold us responsible for this man's death. And Peter and the apostles replied, we must obey God rather than humans. Now, this is particularly important because it speaks to our role as Christians. It speaks to our role as apostles to speak the truth even when it's hard, even when it goes against, even what might exist within our own religious authorities' hands. When we're following God, when we're pursuing Christ, it means that we speak up and speak out for the truth in the world around us. For the apostles, that meant reminding the world about our complicit participation in the crucifixion of Christ, the very presence of God. And for us, it means being honest. It means being honest about our ongoing participation in white supremacy and racism in the world around us, and how the church has benefited from that. And as we begin to tell the truth more and more frequently, we know that God will be with us, transforming us and our hearts, as well as transforming the world around us to be more whole, to be more sacred, and to be more in line with our value that God is the God of all people. And because God is a God of all people, we speak explicitly to the pain of those who've been pushed to the margins for too long. And that begins here in the book of Acts. So I look forward to being in conversation with you throughout this week about this experience in Jerusalem Council. And I look forward to speaking more with you about our ongoing efforts to speak the truth, even when it is difficult. So thank you for being along with us on the journey. And so my question for you is, when have you had to tell the truth when it was hard? And how did it feel? What did it feel like to speak the truth, even when you knew it would not be received well? I'm grateful for you. I look forward to talking with you in the comments below. Please do like and share this video, and please do participate in the conversation underneath. I look forward to being with y'all. Take care. Bye.